what is this person?
This person is Regina George. That's who they are.
Welcome to the Monarch Experience. Thank you for taking the time out of your day or evening to listen to this episode today. We are so excited. This is episode 8. You know, in the beginning of this, I really never thought that we were going to get all the way to episode 8. I thought it would be a really cool way of doing something to give students a voice and students a platform to be able to voice things. And the feedback so far that we have been getting on this has been absolutely incredible. And I have to thank you all who have been listening to all of our episodes, some of our episodes. Not just people who are in Marlboro, obviously as a part of this district, but from people from California to Colorado to Chicago listening to us. We are being downloaded in 3 different countries. We're being listened to in India, Brazil, and of course, the United States. So I have to give you a major thank you for listening to this and making this the enormous success that it has become so far. But before we jump into today's episode on gossip and drama, we got to give a couple of major shout-outs. First, our major shout-out has to go to one of my students, Danielle, Victoria, Benny. They did incredible things because they entered their film in the Count Basie Film Festival and won, not just nominated, but won audience favorite. Unbelievable. So proud of you guys. I saw the work that you were putting in. I didn't just see the final product. I got to see the content creation as it was being made, and it honestly was so fascinating and so incredible. I'm so proud of you guys. Major shout out, Danielle. Major shout out to the rest of your group for getting audience favorite. And our second and last major shout out for this week has to go out to Earth. Thanks, Earthlings. According to Anchor, our hosting platform for this podcast, we are being listened to. And we've got 3 different countries, but we are being listened to in only 1 planet, unfortunately. So Mars, Jupiter, come on. Get on it. Let's make sure that we're getting this. We want this podcast to be intergalactic. We should not make Earth our limits. But let me tell you something about today's topic with gossip and drama and rumors. You know what isn't gossip, drama, or rumors? The fact that the Monarch Experience has a Snapchat account. Post an image or video of you listening to this episode of the Monarch Experience and tag me in it so that we can post and feature you in our story. Let's get you some internet cred. And today, our episode on gossip and drama is going to be brought...
He looks like an organic egg.
I look like a what?
Organic
Eyebrows.
with eyebrows.
I look like an organic egg with eyebrows?
9 arms and legs.
Wait. Just because you guys are here and it's the gossip and drama episode doesn't mean that you should be gossiping about me.
Or should we?
Like, while we're here.
Yeah,
You guys think that, like, just because you have the #1 downloaded episode in the Monarch Experience's history, popularity and clicks, that you could just come back on the show and just do whatever you want?
Exactly.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I don't think I could argue with that. I guess you can.
Yeah. Yep.
You're pretty amazing. So.
Well, that's right. Listen, you guys, you loved them the first time you heard them on episode 3 with popularity and clicks, and they are back by popular demand. Janelle, Sika, and Marco, thank you so much for coming back and being a part of this for the second time. You're the first ever repeat guests on the Monarch Experience. How's it feel?
Back at it again with the banger?
Like last time.
Feels like last time. What does that mean?
It feels like I'm right back where I was.
I think you're actually sitting, Marco, in the exact same spot.
Yeah, we're sitting in the same
right back
spot
where I was when I
before.
first started my career.
I don't feel as nervous as I was the first time.
You were nervous last time?
Yeah, you were
Heck
nervous.
yeah.
I was like,
I was like,
It was because of this really intense professional setup we've got here, right?
very
That,
professional.
of course.
and
that Let's just go with that.
No,
I was
because
stressed
people
to hear
don't
my voice on
Whatever floats your
Oh,
boat.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the idea, listening back to your voice is,
No, I
that's
don't.
not your voice, but listening back to
Scary.
one's own voice is always,
Disgusting.
yeah,
an experience.
Yeah.
Especially in the video.
yeah.
I know.
Well, thanks
What
for being
video?
back again. Listen,
No problem.
you know, there was a lot of
Big thing.
controversy with the last time we had any dividing question, and that's what we're all about at the Monarch Experience. We're all about dividing half of our audience. We're all about alienating the other half of our audience, and that third half,
What we strive for.
I'm not going to do math.
We strive for.
But before we jump into gossip and rumors and and drama.
Oh,
We gotta
Fine.
figure out one important question as the weather's starting to heat up. You're eating your ice cream. Cup or cone?
Cup.
Oh,
Do not aggravate me. Cup all the way.
It's a
All right,
Oh.
Janelle.
Waffle cone specifically.
Janelle, you are the only one, and I'm gonna throw my hat to the ring here and say I am definitely all about cone. Why cup?
Okay, so you could fit a lot more ice cream into a cup.
Get a bigger cone.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
Waffle
cup.
cup.
Plus, like, the way I grew up, we didn't always have cones, so it was
Oh.
either you take a cup or a bowl, or you get no ice cream.
Or a top.
That's my thing.
So you go cup because it was a method of survival for you.
Yup.
Survival
Okay.
of the fittest.
All right,
Ready?
Sika, go ahead.
All right.
Cone,
I'm gonna defend the cone community over here.
cone community.
Yeah,
I love
because
this
cup
community.
people scare me. Once you're done with the ice cream, like the top half, obviously the rest of the cone is gonna be filled with ice cream.
Yeah.
And you don't feel like biting the cone from the top because
No.
your teeth can hurt.
Yeah, you're not
so
an
you
animal.
can just bite the
Yeah.
bottom and
Okay.
suck the ice cream out and
Sure.
then eat the cone because there's ice cream still left at the inside.
And you work your way like almost like a cannoli.
Exactly.
Okay. Marco,
Depending
cone,
on
you
waffle
said?
I love cones.
waffle cone or sugar cone?
Waffle cone.
Yeah, waffle
I
cone's where
can't-
it's at.
I can't. I mean, I get sugar cones, but like,
They're not as good.
No.
she's not all there. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
We're
just-
personifying sugar cones now. I like it.
Never heard of her.
No,
Yeah,
it's not going to work here.
No.
That's for sure. Why waffle cone? Why cone?
Something about it. It's just. I never ever seen anyone in my family except for me when I was like 4 eat a waffle. Hello, eat ice cream in a bowl.
Okay.
And so I think it's in my blood. Like I think it's my genetics, my genes.
Your kids are gonna grow
It
up.
goes through the family, you know.
Yeah, I think they've actually shown studies that show that the cone loving community, it's all genetic.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yikes.
Such an interesting study.
I
If,
will only-
Janelle, if you end up, do you have any family members that eat ice cream out of a cone? Can you dispute the fact that it is
Yeah.
genetic?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a good waffle cone, but
Yeah. What's your problem against waffle cones?
nothing. It's just that I like more ice cream, and I can have that.
You
in a
don't like the
cup.
stack.
The
You're
stack.
afraid like that if you
Plus,
stack
it
them
gets
too
so
high,
messy.
it's going to tip
messy.
over.
It's
Stack
messy.
phobia.
See, you eat
That's-
your ice cream way too slowly then. For
Yeah,
me,
probably.
I eat my ice cream.
Like I will inhale.
I-
it.
Yeah,
I
inhale.
inhale my
And
ice cream.
my issue with eating ice cream out of a cup when I have an option of a cone is that I don't want to have to use like a spoon. I'd much rather just shove the ice cream to my
It
face.
feels like a
Mhm.
disgrace when you're eating it with a spoon.
Yeah,
It's not
Like I
that
feel
bad.
disgraceful.
it changes the texture. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
I feel disgraceful. Like
Well-
I feel like a disgrace eating a spoon.
Well, listen, I'm glad we were able to get this out of our way because one of the biggest concerns I had was that people were going to start gossiping about you and start saying all these things that aren't true when it comes to ice cream consumption.
I actually have one more thing. to say
One more
about
thing?
ice cream.
Who's that?
Go ahead.
The only time I will eat ice cream in a cup is when I want to make it into soup,
Ew, that's...
like mixing it like that.
You
and then
do
drinking
that?
Oh, no, that's nasty.
That's just
No,
that's
I love
so
ice cream.
Best.
I love-
that
so
is good if you're
good.
making it into a milkshake.
Yeah.
No,
Is that what
like
you're doing?
But
putting it
commit.
in a bowl.
Milkshake or ice cream.
No,
You
like
can't have
put
like
it in
a
a
middle.
bowl and like
What do you
mix
mean? It's
it.
2019.
So like it's like sort of like a soup.
We can't just say it's 2019 to everything that is ridiculous. We're talking about serious issues here, Marco.
Tom-
I mean, but
tell you
that's
nothing?
true. It is 2019 and everything is ridiculous.
So technically, I
So
get a pass.
you want to have your ice cream and you want to turn it into milk, basically.
Yes.
You just want
Yeah.
liquid.
It's soup.
Why do you keep calling it soup?
It's not
Because
soup.
It's a milkshake.
Soup needs to be hot.
Okay,
Uh,
it's a cold soup.
What does the Webster,
You
Merriam-Webster
need to
definition
redefine
say about
definition
soup?
of
Does it
soup.
say it must be hot?
Soup is
Soup ice cream.
is a primary liquid food, generally served warm or hot, that is made by combining ingredients of meat or vegetables with stock and water. Hot soups are additionally characterized by boiling solid ingredients in liquids in a pot until the flavors are extracted, forming a broth. You heard it here first at the Monarch Experience. Apparently now, ice cream soup is not a thing, it's a book.
It is a
Think
book.
a nice try. Thanks, guys, for being back on our second episode together in the Monarch Experience.
Sure,
Glad to be here.
You guys are, I don't want to say the OGs because you're not the OGs, but
I'm
you are
heard.
but you are like the goats. Today we're talking about gossip and drama, and in preparing for this episode, I started doing a little bit of research because that's how I roll here at the Monarch Experience. And I saw that some research in Amsterdam actually said that 90% of office conversation counts as gossip.
Really?
Which is
course.
insane.
That's where you gossip the most.
Of course, right? It's the places where you go and stay the most. So in your case, you guys are not working in an office, but you are in school. Would you say that that number translates to school?
Yes.
Oh,
No, I say 100%.
That's 100%.
So like
Not
90% of the conversations you guys think that
It's
that
definitely all gossip.
teens have are gossip.
Oh yeah,
all
it's
definitely.
gossip. You hear it every day.
All right, tell me about it. What kind of gossip are we hearing?
All
Like,
different types
Oh,
of gossip.
most recent.
Let's see.
you know, with that being said, that like there's so much gossip and that most conversations tend to just classify as gossip. Why does this happen? Anthropologists believe that apparently it's a way of bonding. Do you get bonding? Do you guys agree with that?
Yes, 100%.
Gossiping?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, because I definitely do. I
50-50.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm 100.
On the side.
I'm 100 as well. Because I see it as like, I know it sounds like a startling thing to hear that like anthropologists, they believe that it's a way of bonding when we think of bonding as a good thing and we think of drama and gossip as a bad thing. But really, in a way, it becomes this thing where it's like, Marco, guess what? I know something that you don't know. And then now Marco wants to know. Now we can hang out.
Oh.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you next period. I'll tell you during lunch. Or it becomes, I'll tell you tonight. And then it becomes a sense of like camaraderie. We're like, wow, you told me this really juicy piece of information. Next time you have something that's really juicy,
I'm going to spill it back to you.
you're going to give it, you're right, exactly. It's almost like a sense of like, hey, you scratch my back and you give me something really good. I'll give you something really great as well. Do you see it as that, or is that just kind of me making stuff up?
I don't see it as that, but when you think about that,
It
I
makes sense.
can see how that. I can
can
see
see
how
where
I've
you're coming
experienced
from.
that.
Okay, because a lot of it too that anthropologists believe is that it forms connections or friendships. And the idea is like, well, listen, Sika, you and I both don't like this person, so guess what? Our friendship now is formed based off the fact that we both
mean,
don't like that person.
There are some friendships like that, and don't get me wrong, like
Are they good friendships?
you do you. I mean,
It could be, yeah.
it could turn
Yeah.
out to be a good friendship, but if you two are just terrorizing the terrible two,
Yeah.
that's a whole different story.
Okay, like so it's not so much as like bonding over this, it's more of like bonding and then going out and doing bad stuff because of it. And there's a difference, I think. And apparently the research that they show is that shared dislikes are more powerful than shared likes.
Wait, what?
So shared dislikes are more powerful than shared likes.
Oh, 1,000%.
Wait, I don't
yeah,
get it.
we commiserate. We love to commiserate, complain together, and that if I get
Oh,
together,
yes, that is
that
so
if,
true.
if we're hanging out and I complain about something I don't like and you don't like it too, you're more likely to be engaged in that conversation
Yes.
than if we were to both be
1000%.
like, cups for ice cream are wonderful. You'd be like, that's great, Ancona. I'm going to go talk to someone else. But if I'm like,
Right.
hey, you know who I can't stand? I can't stand Sika.
She's
Yeah, I know.
annoying.
Because she's
I can't
annoying.
Manipulative?
Yeah. What else?
She's aggravating. Overall aggravating.
Let's get it all out of the way.
Let's drag
But
her.
Janelle, do you agree with
Drag
that? Do you
myself.
think that people tend to commiserate like that and that they look for negative things to kind of bond over?
Instagram. And
Okay.
Twitter.
I
The gram.
see it
We're going
every
right on
day.
social media. Let's go with it.
So I see it every single day. I never check my Instagram DMs, but
Yeah,
I know it's there. And the times I do open it, I see like all these, like, oh, I don't like. Look at this person. Like I've given you this information that I don't like this person. You know, and
In hopes
it's,
for what? Why do they DM you this?
it's
Nothing better to
because
do.
we're friends. You know,
Okay.
it's because like you
Is,
said,
is it bonding?
yeah, it's bonding. That's what it is, and it's so easy to do because all you have to do hit send button, person you want to send it to, and then they have it, and now
Yeah.
they can send it to whoever they want it
Quick
to.
and easy.
Yeah, and the social media aspect of it is huge. I
Yeah.
definitely want to touch on that more as we continue. So you said it's so easy. Is it easier to forge friendships based off of dislikes than it is interests? Like, is it easier to just go, someone tells you something juicy or someone starts gossiping and spreading a rumor about someone? Is it that easy to just go, yeah, I agree?
It really is. I feel like it really
What
is.
makes it so hard then, I guess, to not do that?
Well,
Everything.
What does it mean? Like, how do you fight that urge?
I think it's just human instinct. Like, some of my friendships are based off of, like, I think that when I tell someone I don't like something or I strongly, like, dislike, not a person, but something, it may be a person,
Mhm.
I think they get to see a real, I think they get to get a real perspective of me.
Okay.
Because, like, that's just, like, I'm putting it out there. Like, I'm not going to fake, like, if I don't like you or if I don't like someone else, I'll tell you. And you'll
Mhm.
know.
Do you think
I
people
like being
were...
more real with people than fake laugh, like, all that.
Do you think people were more drawn to, I guess, like that sincerity then?
Yeah.
And that's a good thing though, but unfortunately sometimes with that
Well,
comes
I hope
the
people are.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think you're a sincere person.
Thank you.
Because a lot of the research that goes on is that they're also saying that the idea that it's reassurance, that when not you, but when people gossip about one another, it's a matter of, look what she's wearing, or look what he's doing. And that gives us reassurance that we would never do that we would never look so stupid, that we would never, be caught dead acting like that or looking for that kind of attention. And that by spreading that gossip or drama about that person kind of validates the way that we look and that we look okay. Like Marco, you said your DMs filling up maybe with images of people that are so easy to share or anything like that. It almost engaging in that drama or that gossip allows you in a way, maybe subconsciously, to say, well, you know what though? I don't look like that, or I'm not acting like that. And that makes me feel good about myself then.
I don't really talk about oh, look what she's wearing. Honestly, I don't care what she's wearing. Let her do her, right? Or let him do him. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you're wearing. It's more of the action, more of your actions. Like, if you're rude to me, oh, we're going to have a problem.
Are there types of people that engage in that drama more often than not?
I think so.
Marco, what kind of people? I guess, paint me a picture. Got Bob Ross in the background right now. Paint me a picture. That's Bob Ross. Yes. That's just a picture of Bob Ross. It's not actually Bob Ross.
Really creepy old man.
Ladies and gentlemen, experiencing the Monarch Experience, we have Bob Ross in studio.
Yeah.
We don't even have a studio. We have a closet.
Batman right there.
Marco, paint me a picture of what this type of person is like who tries to validate themselves with gossip and drama. What is this person?
This person is Regina George. That's who they are.
I thought we said no names.
Well, it's a movie character.
I'm sorry, Regina, but...
What if Regina George is listening?
I'm sorry, sister.
She got hit by a bus.
That's true, yeah. And she ate those protein bars, and she put on the pounds. That's her own fault.
You'll bounce back.
So Regina George, right? So those of us who are not fans of Mean Girls... I don't know what's wrong with you. Those of you who are not fans of Mean Girls or don't know Regina George, why is she the stereotypical person who spreads drama and gossip?
She is painted as the most popular person in the school, and she has all of the gossip and all the tea, and she knows everyone's everything, and she controls the whole school. Okay, basically
with the gossip.
Yes,
I don't get that.
Where does that kind of person? And I know we're talking about a fictional character, but I mean Regina George is real. Regina George is in every school that is out there. There is always a queen bee in some kind of way. She is in your office probably, or he is in your office. Wherever you work, there's always someone you said who has that kind of power and controls everything. Mm-hmm. How can you control school or your setting or your peers with gossip and drama? How do you have that power? I want to know.
Probably two things: blackmail.
I was gonna say that.
And technology.
So you run by fear then?
Yeah. Everyone fears you. That's why you're the biggest person.
So, but how do you become the biggest person? How do you?
That's my question.
How do you get that much dirt on that many people? Exactly. And how do that many people allow themselves to be that exposed to your ability to kind of manipulate them?
That's a good question.
You gotta keep receipts. You gotta know stuff.
Is she gonna audit you? Regina George is gonna audit you.
When you're younger, they might have done something you're embarrassed about, and you only know.
Remember that?
At a camp or something.
And that they book. So this sounds like an evil person.
I mean, evil, but not
because it sounds like you're saying keep receipts. Is this person genuinely at camp when you're 7, keeping tabs on I've got something on this person?
They could be. That could just be a childish personality.
You think they just have a really good memory?
Or that.
So it's a mixture of both. It doesn't have to be an evil child becoming evil teenager.
When you're an evil child, you are going to become an evil teenager.
How does he or she stay in power?
To stay in power, you have to be in the know. Okay. So you have to have sources. But the thing is...
minions?
Yeah,
running
minions,
around?
Exactly.
Okay.
But your minions are run by...
Your minions are running around, creating fake friendships.
Because then your minions probably have minions who have minions who have minions. And they collect all the gossip.
This is like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it is a pyramid scheme. Because it's all, like you said, it could all be run by fear. One person fears another, who fears another, who fears another. So then, if the Regina George or the person in power doesn't get the gossip, that person gets exposed or
Exposed.
You know,
Yeah.
the pyramid scheme was kind of a joke, and then it kind of maybe makes a lot of sense. So, if I am the Regina George and I'm running the school, so to speak, and my minions aren't gathering enough drama or information or intel on other people,
Exposed.
by gathering all this information, are they able to like almost be safe from this Regina George's like fury or blackmail?
Oh. Don't just go off telling your information to other people because you never know who you can trust. You have to gain trust before you start giving out your own information and you get yourself stuck in a situation that you caused.
That's amazingly said. I think, Sika, you mentioned just now about the idea of making fake friends. How do you know when your friends are real? Because there's always that fear. Maybe not with you guys, of course, but like there's always that fear of like, I'm going to tell you something and I'm going to, allow myself to be really vulnerable.
But you can't tell.
Yeah, but you can't tell anybody. Like, how do you judge then if that person is not going to then turn around and gossip about you behind your back?
You don't.
You just gotta know what kind of person they are.
Okay, and know what kind of information you're giving.
Sometimes you do gotta take risks with certain
Yeah,
people.
you
like
just have to take
you
that
want to
risk.
trust them and you feel like you trust them, but you're not 100% sure with yourself. You're gonna have to take that risk, and if it blows up in your face, then it blows up in your face, and you're gonna have to figure out the situation. And if it doesn't blow up in your face, then you found yourself a friend.
Yeah, I think that's really scary to do as a teenager, though.
It is. It's gonna be scary. Don't get me wrong, but it's either you take the risk or you stay being indecisive about that person, having doubts, and then that person just kind of like that friendship kind of like just floats away.
It doesn't progress.
Exactly. And then when you want that friendship, it's not there no more.
And I think a lot of the fear too is like not just trusting the person, but it's like doing stuff now. Because Marco, you mentioned earlier about social media's impact, and we'll jump right into the social media aspect of it. You can't do anything without it being recorded, or without someone taking a picture,
Oh,
or
definitely.
someone having basically a record, receipts of these things that are all happening. So it's not even like you can have a moment or experience something and have it be an epic fail or look like an idiot or whatever it may be and just go, good thing it was only you who saw it. Now it's, you just spread that and it becomes viral so quickly. Does that inhibit your ability to take chances in doing anything? Do teens basically become more nervous putting themselves out there or doing anything or taking a risk or saying something because they know it could be recorded at any second and they could be put out there as blackmail?
Yeah. I
Not
see
blackmail, but I don't.
Or maybe get it kind of warped from what it originally was,
Yes,
right? Because we
that
see
is
how many things, over the weekend, you're hanging out with a bunch of friends and then one thing that happened escalates from like a 1 to like a 10 immediately, and then that gets spread, and then how do you deny that when everybody thinks XYZ happened when really only A happened?
That's shun the truth.
I am the
hand
spinner of the truth. So how do you avoid that then? Do you just say whatever and I'm just gonna be myself, or
I mean,
You
I'm
can't
like
live
that.
your life living it for other people. Your life's
Exactly.
not going to end because someone said that you tripped in front of a million people. Like,
what if
your
it's on
life's-
video?
So?
Well, then it's on
Okay.
video. You can't do nothing about it.
In 20 years, that trip is not going to matter to you.
You
Yeah.
can either learn to live with it or
It's not going to matter.
Okay.
Like one
Ooh,
time, I
sorry.
was walking out of the movie theater. I was watching Spider-Man, and you know that little crease in the sidewalk, like before it hits the parking
Yeah,
lot.
the lip,
Yeah.
the ledge.
So I was wearing slippers, and there was like the whole parking lot was filled with people. I fell
Okay.
on my knees, but I reacted quickly, and I went like that. So like instead
Oh
of
my God.
instead of everyone,
She's making the Spider-Man
instead of
hand
everyone
gestures.
like judging me, like, oh my gosh, she fell, like they all laughed.
You embraced
I went
it.
like that. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't care. Like I just got up and walked away.
And so the chances, do you think that embracing these kind of things, like these fails or whatever,
Shows
is it's
confidence.
easier? It totally shows
gotta have
confidence.
confidence or
So how do we restrict these things from growing? Does, when you have an embarrassing moment, instead of it becoming gossip and drama about whatever, is it easier to just kind of embrace it and just, it dies
Yes.
there?
yes.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
if you let other people feed onto it, then you really have yourself a bigger problem than what you had before.
If you show that you don't care, then people are gonna be like, she doesn't.
Yeah.
Like,
she's
what's
not
the
gonna
point?
take.
And
What's
and
the
the
point?
Regina George power trip is all about having that power of like, I've got something on you. You fell. You looked like a fool, and now I'm going to share it with everyone. Where clearly you got up, you were like, no big deal.
Like,
Nobody can really use that over
I'm never gonna see those people again.
Can't
in
give
my
them the
life, so-
reaction
Okay.
they want. That's the number one
Reaction.
thing. You can't give them a reaction. Like, you can't. If someone trips you and you fall, you can't just get it. Sometimes I mean I would get up and like maybe throw some hands, but
Some,
get
not
up,
all of them.
No, some, not all of them.
Yeah.
You just get up and I mean you can laugh it off, or you can start screaming and jumping and catching a tantrum, or you can just get up, laugh at yourself, and walk away.
What's difficult about dealing with it on social media? Sika fell in front of an entire parking lot of people, embraced it with a hilarious response. She's never going to see those people again, so she was like, who cares? I'm going to dork it up and throw Spider-Man hands at everyone. And because of that, people laughed, you said, right, Sika? So like they loved it. They were like, that's awesome. She's cool. Marco, on social media, how is it different?
So, for as an example, you're telling me Sika tripped, but on social media, I see a video of Sika tripping.
Okay.
So that there's proof, and that proof is easily spreadable.
It's a GIF now. It's a video. You've got it
Yeah.
in your Snap
Send it
story.
to
So, like,
everybody.
Sika tripped yesterday. I have to wait to come to school today to tell you and Janelle that Sika tripped. But now I have it on my phone. I can text you the video, and then you
We can
text
both
her a
laugh
video,
at it.
and you can text
And
her
it's
a video.
immediate.
And
And
now it's all over the school. By the day, I could have come to school and I could have said, or now everyone knows it by the time I already went to school.
so how do you stop it?
You can't.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
That's so
it's horrible.
depressing.
It's a really
Yeah,
strong
it's
thing.
the way
Thanks,
of the
everybody.
world.
Good night.
It's the way of the world.
So you can't. So it's all right. So obviously there are worse things that we could imagine that are being spread than Sika tripping. What if there is no video? How does that actually make things worse?
Because then that gives people the ability to change the story.
How do you change the story?
You can add details of your own. You can switch up some details, and when you go and tell the person that you already, when you go to tell someone about the tea you heard, you have the ability to change the details, leave some
Spin the
details
truth.
out, and that person will think, okay, this is the story, and go and tell someone else, and that person will go and tell someone else, and it'll be everywhere.
You're talking about telephone now.
Or
Yeah,
if like
yeah.
Exactly
you're
like
in a
telephone.
place where it's really loud and that person's trying to tell you and you can't hear all of it, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
think
Oh,
they said
You
something
hear something
else.
else.
Okay, so let's take Sika's. Sika falls. There's no video. How does it get warped and turned into this thing that it isn't in 2019 using Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter? How does that happen? Let's kind of take our listeners through the life of kind of how this happens for a teen in 2019. So you're at a party, you're hanging out with your friends, and two people get in a disagreement. They simply just say, "You're a poopy head."
Fight.
Oh yeah, you're silly. All right, yeah, you can tell I'm up on my 2019 trash
He's an
talking
old
lingo.
man.
And then I was like, "Get off of my lawn!" And so words get exchanged, but it's rather mild. Tempers are not flaring. There's no video. How does it turn by Monday?
Why they were fighting.
Okay.
Why they were yelling at each other. The disagreement originally could be maybe somebody
You're sitting in my seat.
that
Like, I was
or
sitting there, dude.
maybe someone heard something and that's what they were arguing about. But then by Monday it could turn like something with his girlfriend or
They cheated.
or
You're
someone
pulling
did
other
this.
people in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like by Monday it could have been
And that's the
an entire
reason.
different situation.
That's the reason that the two people had words with each other. Is because someone cheated on someone with someone's girlfriend.
No, I'm saying like that's what was created over the weekend, and
Okay.
by Monday that's what
They
everybody
could have been
thought.
fighting over a seat.
They could have been fighting
Okay.
over a seat.
And there's no proof that they weren't because it's not on video, right? It's just
Exactly.
word of mouth. Why is that damaging?
Why is it damaging?
Yeah, why is it damaging?
Reputation.
Yeah.
For who?
For the people who
Were
were
arguing.
originally in the argument and for people after, because you could like lose a lot of stuff from that. Like you could lose your future.
Okay.
People can change your perspective about you. So then when it comes to maybe, I don't know, becoming friends with you, they're just like, I don't know, this person did this. I don't know about that, but that may not be true. And you're just taking what you've heard from other people and creating your own perspective and coming up with your own judgment call and saying, okay, maybe I'm just going to stay away from that person because I don't know if I can trust them. But you probably
didn't do
could
anything
because
wrong.
that's probably not what the situation was.
Is this stuff that could be repaired? Typically, what do you guys see as 8th graders? Is this stuff that could be repaired easily? Where it's like, sorry I spread that rumor about you cheating or all about this or about this happening. Is that something that could be easily repaired? Or is that something that once it's kind of out there and it grows, there's no going back?
In the world that we live in today, you can rarely find any genuine good people. So
That's true.
That's so depressing.
I know. Exactly.
Why do you feel that way?
Because everyone's just so mean, rude.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can rarely find someone who's actually good at heart. Like, mean people can
Has
act
good intentions.
nice, but like deep down, they're like the rudest people you'll ever meet.
With the power trip, like you said, they're trying to get something on you
Exactly.
so that if they need to, they can use it.
They'll be nice to you at first.
Sure.
Be, like, good to you for like a couple weeks, and then later you'll see like the other side showing where they'll hit you on the arm, or like they'll push you or something, and they'll start being more rude to you every day.
Do you think that's an insecurity that like people do that and they take these tabs, and I keep going back to Marco. I'm imagining Marco saying with this person, like having like a file basically of like dirt on everyone they know. The burn book.
That's what I was trying to
Does that person, is that person insecure?
Definitely.
Okay,
If
why?
you
Jealous.
need to keep a burn book,
Well, not
of
literally
people?
keep a burn book, but
Okay,
like the
receipts.
person that
Okay,
has
yeah.
if you need to keep
receipts
receipts or tabs on people, then you
have
really
an
need
issue.
to sit down, look at yourself in the mirror, and think, hey, what am I doing? Do I really need to be wasting my time on this? Am I really taking the time out of my day and the energy out of my day to really just collect dirt on people? So then what? I may not never use it, but I'll know I have it.
It takes as
Why?
much
Why would you
energy
do that?
to hate someone as to love them.
Yes,
Because
Okay.
you're
it's more
constantly
energy.
watching them.
You're obsessing.
Exactly.
So these people who might be insecure then, are they basically just trying to create a wall to guard themselves of
Yes.
anybody spreading anything about them?
Yeah.
Because it's like, Marco, Zika, Janelle, don't you dare spread anything about me, because remember, I've got all that dirt on you.
I don't really. If I hear something that somebody said about me, I'll go and clear it out. I don't
Okay.
let things grow. I shut things down.
Okay.
I don't want to let things grow because I don't want people making up stories about me, because then I'm gonna get upset, and I don't like to get upset because then that means I won't like anybody.
And you're a people person. You're definitely, you're charismatic. You've got a great personality. You want to like talk to people, and I could tell that in the brief
Yes.
times we've chatted. So I totally understand that, wanting to trust, wanting to be around people. At what point do you think people your age start to kind of say, I don't know if I could continue trusting people then? Is it one really bad time that they're burned? Is it multiple times?
I only trust certain people, and I don't know. I just have like that. And you can't call it a superpower, but I just have that instinct. Like, okay, I can trust you. I know that I can trust you.
Good judge of character.
Good judge of
Yeah.
character.
I have
there,
that
right there.
superpower as well.
Me too.
My wife
I
has.
can read someone like a book.
I have many times told my wife or friends, that's not a good person. I don't trust that person.
Yeah,
And
Exactly.
every
I can
single time,
always tell when someone's lying.
I have been proven right. Unfortunately, because that's not a
Exactly.
good
It's not a
superpower.
good thing to
You
be
don't-
proud
You're
of.
not enjoying the fact that you're like, I told you you shouldn't have trusted that person. There was
Now you
just
did.
something about.
I've told multiple
Yeah.
friends, listen, don't go near that person. Stay away from that person. That person's not going to bring you any type of good. And what do they do? Nobody listens to me. So what I say is, that's your problem now.
People out there listening, listen to Janelle. She is
Like-
wise beyond her years. Why do people do that? What? Like, they clearly know that they are hanging out with someone who is, I know last time we talked with popularity and clicks, they are not likable people. They're more just status
It's the
dominant.
thrill of it.
What, is that a thrill to be like,
It's exciting.
stuck in a friendship with someone that is clearly manipulative?
I've thought about this. People, they want to be mad at this person. They don't want to hang out with this person because this person did them dirty. But then they see the good characteristics they had been attracted to that. Not like romantically.
Yeah,
but I'm saying like
Yeah.
friendship. Like they see those good qualities that they first saw when they decided they wanted to become your friend. Then when you do something that they don't like, they don't know how to feel about it. They're mixed emotions. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
So what do you do to stop this? Like, Janelle, obviously you are incredible that you're able to confront it.
Thank
Most
you.
people don't like confrontation.
That's true.
You are incredible that you are able to be that confident in yourself and your ability to diffuse a situation and say, hey, this is not what happened. I don't like that you're making this conversation go that route and that you're giving out information that's not accurate. What about everyone else? Because most people who are listening are probably going, all right, great. Yeah, I totally recognize, the types of people. I totally know the Regina George in my school, in my office, at my job. I totally know like what that's like to be in that situation. So what do most people do? How do they stop it from growing? Because not everyone's going to be able to be like Siga either, where they fall or do something that might be embarrassing and just, throw Spider-Man hands and just kind of like blow it off like, yep, I fell.
You shut it down.
Yeah, exactly.
You put yourself out there. Well,
What do you mean
okay.
shut it down? You don't engage in it?
No. engage in it to the point where everyone knows the truth now.
You let them know.
It's not always easy for people to say like, oh no, this didn't happen.
Because it's a bonding experience. You want to be like, tell me more about this juice. Go ahead.
But it's also not
Tea.
easy for people to believe
With
you.
2019, it's tea.
Oh, it's tea. Sorry,
Yeah,
not
it's still
juice.
the tea, not the juice.
Gotcha.
Okay, continue.
So
Sorry, just
Organic
had to
egg.
make
the tea. So like you could put yourself on social media saying like, hey, I heard this rumor about me. It's not true. They said I did XYZ. I only did A, like you said before. So, but the thing is, it's not everyone's not going to believe you. There's always going
Seems
to
like
be
you're
people.
defensive then if you're
Yeah,
doing
because
that, right?
if it's something as bad as XYZ, obviously people are like, oh, he would want to cover it up because he doesn't want to look bad.
I would. I'd be nervous
yeah,
to like
everyone wants to.
I would be nervous to go out and address it head on because I would feel like everyone's going to say, "Look, you're trying to cover it up now that it
And now
happened."
it's
That could
obvious that you
happen.
did it.
Yeah. So how do you play that then? Because if you go and address it, people are going to think, "Oh, you're trying to cover it up because you're addressing it." And if you go and address it, people then might also think, "Oh, that means it didn't happen." So how do you tell?
That's again back to the risk. That's a risk you gotta take, or you're just gonna let the rumor grow, and then again you're stuck in the same spot that you were before. You're stuck deciding whether you want to confront this now when it's already blown out of proportion than when it was just starting to say something about it.
It's the idea that not taking action is taking an action.
Yes.
Not taking action is a conscious decision
Yeah.
to take action,
Yes.
and that by doing that, you're allowing it to grow. Janelle, I think that's awesome.
But honestly, to anybody who's listening, if you ever decide to tell me a secret, I will most likely forget. I'll tell you that. I will most likely forget.
So
Oh my
you are like
God.
the best person and the worst person to.
Yes, because then when they bring it up again, I'm just like, what are you talking about? Huh?
Yeah,
Read it for me,
actually.
please. I forgot.
All right. So what do parents do then? Because they're involved in all this. Should parents intervene?
No.
No.
No,
Yeah.
because, I mean, if your
It'll
child
make it
is about
worse.
to harm other people or themselves,
Yeah,
then
we're not
it's
talking.
time for parents to get
Yeah.
involved. But if it's like silly little drama, do not try to get your parents involved because
Exactly.
your parents are going to kick in their maternal instincts and blow everything out of the waters.
Oh, true.
They will get people kicked out of school. They will give people bad reputations.
And
If they're
then-
really determined,
Yeah.
they will ruin you.
So yeah, I mean, obviously,
So-
just to make sure we understand, we're talking about things that are not life-threatening or that are going to put anybody in harm. We're talking about like the stereotypical middle school drama. Of, did you hear so and so did this? Or
Honestly, I
so-and-so's
tell my
dating
mom.
this
You
person.
wouldn't tell your parents because if someone hears that you told your parents, they can also use that against you.
You think that
Like,
makes
they-
it worse?
They told their mom that I
Oh.
did this, and then it goes around again.
My mom doesn't know anybody from my room, so I tell her everything. And even if she did, I still tell my mom everything.
Do parents help in any way? Like, are parents giving good advice for how to handle drama, or
Yeah.
is the advice that they're giving like
There are some
just
parents.
old and just not applicable in today's day and age?
They need to know their
Dang.
limits.
What are those limits?
Limits being, I can give you advice, but they can't get involved unless it's something very, very serious.
Of course.
Like I'll tell
So,
you,
like-
but don't do anything.
I can tell you what to do, but I think it's a good decision to be like,
Okay.
they need to learn what to do in a situation like this. So you can give them advice, but you can't do it for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that makes them remember, oh, last time this happened, I did this and that makes it better.
That like
See where I'm coming from?
you're almost like teaching the parent to recognize like you gave this advice. I either followed it or didn't follow it, but I was able to kind of find it out on my own way, and that alone helped, as opposed to you swooping in and trying to save
mama
me and mop up everything, mama bear,
Yeah.
everything, and then because then what happens is you're then creating children or teens who aren't prepared to handle their own situations in any facet of life because they're used to their parents always cleaning up after them.
And then you enable.
Yeah.
And then there's parents who enable that problem.
Yeah, and
When
then
your kid can't stand up for themselves, then you really have a really big problem on your hands, because that means they're gonna get stomped on and kicked. Oh, not kicked, but like
they can get kicked.
walked on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say. Like walked all over.
it's
If
so
they don't-
funny.
if they don't learn how to defend themselves.
It's so funny you say that because I'm reading a book right now, unrelated, but it deals with the idea that like parents that swoop in and protect their children and don't let them figure things out on their own, those children become adults that can't figure things out on their own.
They're not.
The second you are always there to hop on your child's case and defend everything, then you're starting a problem for yourself, because then that's going to be an even bigger problem. Like, say this kid gets punched in the face. What are you going to do? Go hit a kid and get yourself arrested? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to tell your kid, well, why didn't you hit the back? Well, it's because they don't know how to. They didn't know that, okay.
Or diffuse the situation before it got to there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You didn't teach your
Some
kid that.
problems you have to face on your own.
So well said, Zika. What about schools? So the issue happened outside of school. It happened on a weekend. Do schools intervene? Where do schools fall into this?
They fall in anywhere they want to, really.
Hey, we can do whatever we want here.
It's like I said, it kind of is what I said. Judgment of the guidance counselor or the principal.
Yeah.
Do I need to intervene in this situation? Is that serious to the point where they may be able to handle it, but they might not know how to handle it correctly?
If it's something that spills, let's say it's something that happens, the example we were talking about with, you're spreading rumors about someone in their relationship. And then now in school, these people are in the same class. Should schools get involved in that case to try to separate them?
If they start throwing hands, then yes.
Yeah, let's not let it get to there. Let's just say that there's clear tension.
Let them figure it out for themselves. If they're not trying to physically hurt each other, let them figure it out for themselves, because
You're just gonna start a bigger problem.
you're just going to start a bigger problem.
Schools make it worse when they intervene
Sometimes.
when it's not necessary.
Sometimes, yes.
Okay.
In certain situations, yes. Not all situations.
Why? Why does that make it worse?
Because then, honestly, I can't even explain it.
It could be just a small, like, let's say having in between friends, like, let's say you and me are friends.
Sure.
Like, I see
I'd be
something
honored.
about you, and we're both like, oops, it was a mistake. You understand, I understand. We're done with it. But then the school gets involved and makes it this whole big problem when we already resolved
Like,
the problem.
you have detention.
Like,
What if we haven't resolved it yet, though? So you and we get into a tiff about something, and then from there, you and I start to kind of say things about each other that aren't accurate or the most endearing things. Should school get involved?
I guess so, because the school is responsible for
your well-being.
well-being and safety, yes, but they're also responsible for keeping on your reputation. Because if you do something bad, you could be kicked out of school, or you could be kicked out of a club or a sport.
Okay.
You might
So,
not
you know-
get into the school that you want to get into.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, your school can talk to the school you want to go to or you're trying to get into, and they can give you a bad reputation, and then that school's going to not want to take the risk on you.
Where do you draw the line then, I guess? Because if schools are going to get involved in something that's happening purely outside of school, and it's only happening and being spread outside of school, it's technically not in school.
It's on
Every
school
problem
grounds.
gets
It's not on school grounds.
Every problem gets dragged back into school.
Yeah.
School
You think
is
there's
the
no-
origin of
There's
everything.
no way
There's-
avoiding that.
There's no way of avoiding it if it happens over the weekend and it's happening at home
If
and it's happening online
It's
for you
gonna
to
be
see
talked
each
about
other.
in school.
I remember growing up, my dad said, and it was one of the many things that stuck with me that my parents said, which was, do your homework, make your bed. No, it was it was something else they said that really stuck with me. My dad said, obviously being in middle school, drama, gossip, things get spread, rumors get spread, and it hurts. And I still remember him saying, is it true? I was like, no. I got very defensive. He's like, okay, so who cares? If it's not true, what does it matter?
My mom tells me that.
And I found myself, as a middle schooler, that message was trash. Shout out to Jordan. That message was complete garbage as a middle schooler. And then obviously as I grew older, it kind of started making sense. But I'm like, you know what? There is a lot of truth to that. If it isn't true, I really don't care, because I'm not going to let it grow by reacting to it. And I think what we said earlier was the amount of times that you react to something that is gossip or that is not true, the more it grows, the more fuel you're putting towards it. But man, how hard is that to just go, you know what, it's not true, so I'm not even going to acknowledge it.
I mean, I had to grow up pretty fast, so I go by that. Like, I don't care. I don't care enough.
Don't give people the reaction that they want to see
Exactly.
happen.
Simple as
Yeah.
that.
It's
Just
awesome.
walk it off.
It's so hard in the heat of the moment, though.
You gotta remember, where's that gonna lead to? Like, wow, I'm gonna say this back to them, but like,
Will they really care?
You being right.
yeah, exactly, but
And we know how gratifying that is. That feeling of going, oh yeah, well,
I'm right, you're wrong.
yeah, or saying something going, yeah, that's right. I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, who cares?
It's a
Who's
fleeting
right or
feeling.
wrong?
It's not going to last.
That moment of glory isn't gonna last all
It lasts,
day.
like,
It's gonna
a
last
good-
for 2 seconds, and then
Exactly.
you're gonna get over
A
it.
glorious 2 seconds.
And you're gonna be
and
like,
that's it.
why
Or it
did I
just
even
continues
say
to spread.
anything? And you're gonna be like, why did I even say anything?
Janelle, you got one more final parting piece of wisdom for all our listeners experiencing today's episode?
Oh my god, yes, I do. Don't feed the beast, and you don't get yourself a problem.
Well, there you have it. Don't feed the beast and you don't have yourself a problem. But when it comes to feeding the beast, you want to make sure that you are finding all our episodes at anchor.fm. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, anywhere that's podcasts are available. Subscribe so that you don't miss a single episode. This way, when this episode drops, you can have it right on your device of choosing. Make sure that you are leaving us a 5-star rating, and a comment would always be great too, so we can hear what kind of great things you think about this podcast. It helps us know that what we're doing is really having an impact, that the students that are a part of this, that they are having an impact, that they are a voice not just for themselves, not just for students at Marlboro Memorial Middle School, but that they are a voice for teens all across America and Brazil and India. And let's get some people out there intergalactically on Mars. Make sure that you follow us on Twitter at The Monarch Experience, and find and add us on Snapchat at The Monarch Experience Podcast. This way that you're able to share on your story yourself listening, a video or an image of you listening. Make the caption pretty cool, make it clever, to this episode of The Monarch Experience. Tag The Monarch Experience in it, and then we will feature you on our next story on Snapchat. We're going to make you famous, and I promise we will not spread any drama or any gossip. Until then, thank you for listening. See ya!
Adios.
Bye.
Ciao.